So today is another very important topic, that is ragging and sensitization on ragging and its consequences. So our college name is Shantiniketan Medical College, right? The word itself says Shanti. So what do you expect here? Shanti, right? So we want you to live in peace, in harmony, and you are the beginners now, so obviously you don't have any seniors. So you will be setting examples. Each one of you will be one example for your juniors, right? It will be in, so each one of you will be seniors tomorrow, like within 1 year, right? So this, we want more students to come and this college to flourish and show an example in Tripura that good teaching facilities here. There is a harmonious environment amongst the students. Everybody is studying or doing the studies very happily, right? That is what we want, and you will be setting examples, right? On the first day I told, and again today I have to tell because pertaining to ragging is very important. So anything related to ragging is strict no in this campus, anywhere in the campus. It may be a hostel, it may be lecture theatre, it may be in the gym, or it may be in a, what do you say, library or outside, right? Because there are very bad consequences following if anyone is found to be guilty or has been, or anyone saw that person is doing ragging, okay? Maybe you are not doing ragging, but somebody else is seeing you, he can also file a complaint, okay? So that is how the things have evolved with time. So I will just go in details a little bit about it. So India inherited ragging from British Raj. So we want to see a little bit of history of ragging, how it came up. During British period, there used to be ragging in the private schools and also in army, British army. So, so that is a bad thing, that impact that has happened to India. But unfortunately, I'll tell you now, both of my sons, they are in university, in Western University. They are doing the studies. There is no ragging. No one asks you even your name to your juniors. Okay, so it has been eradicated. There is no more ragging. They only rather help their juniors. So that is what we want here. Okay. So it was seen that in 2000, what do you say, by 1990, there were many engineering colleges which came up, you know. All of a sudden, there were many engineering colleges. If you recollect when we were small kids, I think. So what happened is the ragging really went very bad. There are very bad history, you must be knowing, that many students have committed suicide or killed or whatever, like, you know, or their career is ruined, they're in depression. So these are the bad things that has happened in that period. But then 2001, the Supreme Court banned ragging across India. The Supreme Court, there are many cases in the court. They found out that we have to ban this. So it was banned. And 2009, the death of a medical student in Dharmashala prompted the Supreme Court to direct educational institutions to strictly follow anti-ragging law. That's how the anti-ragging law came in, and every institute has got their own responsibilities. And we'll see today what are the responsibilities of an institute, what are your responsibilities, what is what are the punishments, what is the components of ragging. We'll see all these in details today. Okay, and the consequences, definitely. So National Medical Commission, NMC, we are all under NMC, right? The guidelines are under NMC. NMC notification, New Delhi, the 18th November 2021. That is what we are elaborately going to talk today. Okay. So the choice is yours: say no to ragging, or else you face the consequences. So this is the definition of ragging. I will go slowly, but you go twice, thrice. When you go home, try to read it again. Okay. Ragging shall mean any disorderly conduct, whether by words, it may be verbal, or spoken, or written, or by an act which has the effect of teasing. The literal meaning of ragging is teasing. Okay. Teasing or treating or handling with rudeness any other student. So it may be your fellow student, it may be a junior or a group of students, whoever, in indulging in rowdy or undisciplined activities. Okay, so big broad term, rowdy or undisciplined activities, which causes or is likely to cause annoyance, hardship, or psychological harm, or to raise fear or apprehension thereof in a fresher or a junior student, or asking the student to do any act or perform something which such student will not in the ordinary course. Suppose you ask your journals or your projects to be done by your junior, so that is also in ragging. Or you finish your homework, ask a junior, that is also in ragging. Course, and which has the effect of causing or generating a sense of shame or embarrassment so as to adversely affect the physique or psyche of a fresher or a junior. It may be physical abuse you are trying to do or any harm, or it may be a psychological or a mental thing which cannot be seen, but it can be felt the student is going to suffer. So all this is the broader term of ragging. Now we'll go in details about this definition. Actions that may constitute ragging. The following actions shall be included but not limited to, because it's written, everything cannot be written in paper, right? There will be so many new things coming up. So it's written not limited to. Okay. So your conscience will very well say, this is not okay. This falls under ragging, right? Your conscience, everybody has got a conscience, right? So you can say what your conscience says, right? And we act according to our conscience. You are a human being, you understand what is good and bad at every step of your life, right? So that is what they're saying. So any conduct by a student or students, whether by words, spoken or written, or by an act which has the effect of teasing, treating or handling with rudeness a fresher or any other student. Suppose you ask the student, what is your name? You are just trying to embarrass him, 4 or 5 students. You may be asking only the name, but in a way that is not appropriate. The student is not feeling okay, he is not comfortable. So he can file a complaint. Okay. Next is indulging in rowdy or undisciplined activities by any student or students which causes or is likely to cause annoyance, hardship. It's becoming difficult for him to attend the classes, maybe. You are causing some trouble. So that is hardship. Physical, maybe physical abuse or psychological harm, or to raise fear or apprehension thereof any fresher or any other student. It may be a fresher, or it may be a colleague who is little weak, maybe you are stronger, maybe. So that also may happen. So those things should not come in. You should always try to help each other. Helping each other, that person is going to help you one day when you need, right? So don't be jealous of things. If you have to share your notes, try to share it. If someone is not there, and then he will also share it with you one day, right? So that is how, why are you laughing there? I'm observing. What is your name? I didn't get to know you much. Your name, yeah. Rupjit them. Learning something about ragging. So what was funny about it? Anything funny? Okay, so now I'll tell you, school was different, college is different, right? Here you have a long journey. It's not a short journey, 1 year, 2 year, right? It's a long way to go. Sit down. So it's a long way to go. You have got medical MBBS and then you have to do post graduation maybe, right? By this time, I'll tell you how sharing or helping can help you. If you are sharing with others, maybe one of your friend is in a good university, he has gone for masters, or he is in a good job, so you want some help from that person, maybe he will be helping you or she will be helping you. So that is how in medical, once you come, you should have, they have a very good bonding amongst yourself. So this is going to be a win-win situation for all of you. You understand? So better is like right from the beginning, you have that in your mind that we are going to help each other. We are not going to, in school it was little bit different. I understand. You don't share your notes or something, whatever. So every school is different, right? So, but here you have an environment of sharing with your friends, you will be benefited. Okay. So asking any student to do any act which such the student will not in ordinary course do, and which has the effect of causing or generating a sense of shame. You understand? You are asking a student to do something which is normally you don't ask, which is for which he is shameful maybe. Okay. And or generating a sense of shame or torment, or he is getting tortured or embarrassment, so as to adversely affect the physic or psyche of such fresher or any student. Everywhere is written physic and psych, means your physical any problem you are causing harm, or it is mental harm, right? Both are equally punishable. Next is any act by a senior student that prevents, disrupts, or disturbs the regular academic activity of any other student or fresher. So, if he is like you're obstructing, you're causing some problem, he's not able to sleep at night, and then he's not able to attend the class in the morning, that is disrupting his academic activity, or he is not able to appear for his exams, he is disturbed, he is in depression. So, all those activities are also punishable. Exploiting the services of a fresher or any other student for completing the academic task. Like the task is given to you, but you ask them, okay, you have to do it for me or whatever, you're bossing around. So that is also not okay. You may think if the academic work chal raha hai, what is the problem? But that is also not okay because it was not assigned to you. So or if you don't get chart papers, at least sketch pens or A4 size paper niye আসো. Any act of financial extortion or forceful expenditure burden put on a fresher or any other student by students. Financially, maybe you are asking money or asking, okay, this is something you have to give somebody some money or something like that related to financial. So that is also not okay. Any act of physical abuse, including all variants of it, such as sexual abuse, please listen to this. And all these terms you will know slowly, slowly. You must be knowing all this. Sexual abuse or homosexual assaults, stripping, forcing obscene and lewd acts, gestures, causing bodily harm. It may be only you are making some, what do you say, body language. That is also not okay. Causing bodily harm or any other danger to health or a person. Okay. So it depends what is the punishment, depends on the gravity of what is the act you have done. So it also depends on that. Any act or abuse by spoken words, you're abusing somebody, maybe calling him or teasing him by some name, or emails, sending some emails, or any post or snail mails by writing any letters, blogs, public insults, which would also include deriving perverted pleasure or vicarious or sadistic thrill. Means when that person is getting hurt or he is being abused, you are getting enjoyment. So that is sadistic thrill from the activity, from actively or passively participating in the discomfiture or to fresher or any other student. Like suppose two students are there with your friends, you are not doing, but you are seeing the other two doing it, right? So you are passively watching it. So that is also punishable. Just don't think that only he is doing, he is asking his name, I am standing there, so I am not punished. No, then that student will go and lodge a complaint. There, that person was there, right? So that is also passive and active, both are punishable. Any act of physical or mental abuse, including bullying and exclusion. Maybe you are bullying a person or you are excluding him. Usko like separating him out. उससे mix up नहीं करने दे रहे हो, like don't come in the hostel, don't come in the gym, don't come in, not allowing to go in the library, those situations. Exclusion targeted at any another student, fresher or otherwise, on the ground of color, race, religion, caste, ethnicity, gender. So any one of these, like you cannot be discriminatory to any of this any of origin, ethnicity, sexual orientation, appearance, nationality, regional origins, linguistic identity, place of. So any sort of exclusion is also not okay. Okay. So by now you understand what is the meaning of ragging, and I tell you that if you can set an example, if you can, it's not very difficult. I think where any one of you involved in any sort of this sort of activities in a school. Did you find or did you see anything? You're all from very good schools, right? So you have not seen that, right? So obviously, when you came here, you have a transfer certificate or character certificate, which you have given here, right? So that character certificate speaks that you are having a good character. You are not involved in any such activities, right? So similar one character certificate you will take from here also when you leave this institute. Okay. So that character certificate is more important, I tell you, because you will be going for your master's, you're going for your career, you will be looking for a job then, right? So if it writes there, this person is having, it goes with the, all those things, bad things in that character certificate, maybe you are not getting one. Okay, so how does it serve the purpose of spending so much money? Your whole career is doomed. So that is what. Background. An act, any act that undermines human dignity and respect through humiliation or otherwise, any other act not explicitly mentioned, maybe it is not mentioned above, but otherwise construed as an act of ragging in the letter and spirit of the definition for ragging as provided under regulation 3 or 4. Everything may not be written, but then if you make an offense or make a, then when it goes to the court, the judge will be there to give a verdict. Okay, this is a punishable thing, right? Everything may not be written. Any act that affects the mental health and self-confidence of a fresher. Maybe the student is so much laid back after having this interaction with his seniors. He is in depression. He is not able to do his studies properly. So and loses his self-confidence, right? So that may be of a fresher or any other student, with or without an intent to derive a sadistic pleasure or showing of power. Maybe you are showing as a senior, showing that I am more powerful, I am the boss, you are my junior. Okay, so that is also not okay. Authority or superiority by a student over any fresher or any other student. So, what actions are punishable? Now we saw what all are the offenses. Okay, now let us see what are the actions which are punishable. The broad ingredients that may call for punitive or punishment actions on receipt and approval of the recommendation include but is not limited to. You always write not limited to. Don't think that only these are the things. Maybe many other things which we have not thought of also. I mean, maybe a situation is a new situation. It may be like that. So, see this big no, warning against ragging as per the directions of Honorable Supreme Court of India. Ragging is a criminal offense. Okay, ragging is a crime now in India and is totally banned, and anyone found guilty of indulging in ragging or abetting ragging is liable to be severely punished. So, whenever you even think of something like that, remember this slide. Okay, so it is punishable, you will be definitely punished. What actions are punishable? Abetment to ragging means doing or performing the act of ragging. Criminal conspiracy to ragging, you are conspiring, or somebody may be not doing that, but he may be thinking and giving directions to somebody else. So criminal conspiracy to the ragging. Unlawful assembly and rioting while ragging. Public nuisance created during ragging. You're doing a nuisance publicly. Violation of decency and morals through ragging. Physical or psychological humiliation, causing injury to body, any sort of injury, causing hurt or grievous hurt, wrongful restraint. Your restraint means obstructing him to not go to that place, maybe don't go to the canteen or something like that. Restraint. Wrongful confinement, or putting him in one place, maybe you have locked him in one room, whatever, confining him. Use of criminal force, any sort of criminal force, assault as well as sexual offenses or even unnatural offenses. Extortion in any form is like sort of blackmailing him. Okay, trying to say, okay, you have done this, you have to do this, or else I am going to do that to you. So that is also there. Extortion in any form, or criminal intimidation, harm the reputation. You are trying to harm his reputation. Or criminal trespass, like you are trespassing, you are going in his room. Trespass means moving. Say, suppose a person is not supposed to come here in that lecture theater, he is entering the room, right? So that is trespass in that part. So maybe you are entering your junior's room, without his notice, or without intimating him that I am coming to visit you today, doing some unlawful activities. So criminal trespass and offenses against property. You are doing damage to the property, maybe the junior's property. Any other act constructed as provided in regulation 3 and 4. So the nature of punitive actions that may be decided shall include the following, but shall not be limited to one or more of these actions that may be imposed as deemed fit. What all are the punishments? Now comes the punishment. Now you have to be attentive here. You saw what are the acts can be called as ragging, but it's not limited to those that are discussed here, right? So there may be more which we have not thought also, maybe. So let us see now what all are punishable. What all punishment you may get. Suspension from attending classes and academic privileges. So you are suspended. You cannot come in the class. You will be suspended. You understand suspension, right? Suspended from the class or academic activities. Withholding or withdrawing scholarship or fellowship or any other benefits. Suppose anyone is getting scholarship. Anyone is getting scholarships or eligible? No. So anyone is getting any scholarship or fellowship, he will not get that. Next is debarring from appearing in any test or examination or other evaluation process. So your exams you will not be able to appear the exams or any test. So you lose your year. So withholding the results. If you have already given your exams, the results will not be declared to you. So, you cannot go to the next year. Next is debarring from attending conferences and any other academic programs. Suppose you are going to attend any conference or workshops or something, you will not be, any sort of academic activities will be prohibited. Then debarring from representing the institution in any regional or national or international meets, tournaments, youth festival. There will be so many sort of festivals here, even in your college. So those things you cannot be able to participate. Suspension or expulsion from the hostel. You will be expelled from the hostel, so you have to stay somewhere else. Maybe you cannot stay in the hostel. Imposition of a fine ranging from 25, depends on the gravity of the situation. What is your punishment? So maybe 25,000 to 1 lakh is the fine. Cancellation of admission, a whole cancellation is there. You are really chucked out from this college. Okay. Restitution from the medical college or institution for a period ranging from 1 to 4 semesters. Maybe 1 semester you are not able to appear, or maybe even 4 semester, or maybe from the whole for the whole year, or for the whole session you are expelled. Depends on the gravity of the offense you have done. Sorry. Expulsion from institution specific period. Next, without prejudice to the provisions of Regulation 8, it shall be mandatory upon the medical college or institution to enter in the migration certificate or transfer certificate issued to the students as to whether the student has been punished for the offense of committing or abetting ragging or not, as also whether the student has displayed persistent violent or aggressive behavior or any inclination to harm others. So, when you leave this institute has got certain set rules. We have instructions from the NMC regarding ragging. So, when you leave this institute, you will be given a transfer certificate or a what do you say, what is that called? Your academic, whatever will be a performance you have done, all those certificates will be given, or migration certificate they say. So that will be mentioned there, that you have done ragging, these were your actions and these were the punishments. Okay, so you'll go with that black dot in your hands. You understand? So your parents, the other day when we asked you, why you want to become a doctor? I think 90% people told that my parents want us to be a doctor, right? So that is obviously, and also obviously it's your dream too, right? So you understand, we are today what we are due to our parents, right? Due to their hard work, due to their motivation, due to their all, coming and sending you to school with so many, and now in university, spending money, they are working hard back home. So all those things, you are going to make them unhappy. So you understand, you will not make them proud. So there's no need of that ragging thing here, right? Any other measure as directed by courts of law shall be followed by the medical college or institute. So it's not only limited to whatever is written, the court of law, fan cholbe na, basically cholse na. So anything directed by the court of law will be punishable, has to be followed by the institute. So that has to be, we are directed by the courts, we are under somebody, right? Regulatory bodies, NMC. So they are directing us, the institute. It cannot be just like on its own. It has to be functioning as per the NMC rules or by the court rules, like you have here now. These people in TMC, whatever they have done, so now they have to face this Agartala police station. Okay, so all those things are by local regulatory bodies. You are all under that, under your jurisdiction. Whatever is coming, you will be punished. The head of the institution shall follow up the information regarding the incident of ragging provided under sub-regulation or regulation 22 to the university to which the medical college or institution is affiliated. Now comes the university. So I told you that our institute has got a responsibility. Okay, we have a committee for anti-ragging. We have a anti-ragging squad. So all these things are there. And also the university. We are all under Tripura University. You understand? We got an affiliation from there. The university people came, they saw these buildings, they saw the facility, and they said, okay, this is okay for your students to take your classes, start your courses. So we are also under their provision, right? So they are also having some regulation on us. So even they have some responsibilities. If anyone is rowdy or found ragging, they also can put some, like you are no more a university student, you cannot appear exams or whatever. So those things are there. The head of the institution shall provide a report regarding the incident of ragging and the actions taken thereof to the commission, having informed earlier according to the provision of sub-regulation. So the head of the institute has to provide. Now today, if something happens to any of these colleges here, so what will happen is the head of the institute has to intimate, okay, this is the action I have taken against this student. So the director of medical education is there, the university is there. Okay, so everywhere the local thana or whatever you say, so we have to intimate everything everywhere. So all the responsibilities with the institute also. First is your responsibility, then is the institute's. So remember this slide. Before you even think of ragging, say no to ragging. And I'll tell you, if you're juniors when you come, you will be seniors, right? So suppose one boy, I can see all these faces there, you are really good people, I can make out. And you will be, if you ever think about something, but the environment here will make you a excellent person, okay? But if you see your juniors coming, they are trying to do something, I'm just telling, you should not be. Try not to, always try that this, they cannot do any sort of activities like that. Okay, so you are also examples, and you also be ensure, because you'll be here for 4 years, right? So you have to ensure that even your juniors are not involved in those activities. You understand what I'm doing? So that is how things are. Before you even think of ragging, so what will happen? Other parents will say, okay, see this TMC, whatever happened, what will happen with the parents? The new students who are going to get admitted, or people are thinking, they will think, no, let us not send there, we'll send him to Shantiniketan maybe, they'll have a second thought. So all these things matters for your reputation, also, individual reputation also. So think before you even think of ragging, think of humiliation, ruined career, expulsion, suspension, blacklisting, possible prosecution. Okay? Don't just stand and watch. Stop ragging. Show character. Means remember, ragging is for losers. Obviously, people who don't have anything to do, no studies, are always there, frustrated. They may be the people, who wants to do such activities, getting pleasure out of somebody's misery. Okay, so that is, you are fortunate you don't have any seniors, right? But you should think the same way for your juniors. Rather, it will be like you are helping your juniors. You are not getting help from your seniors, right? So we are there to help you, obviously. So, but you will be helping your juniors. So that should be that way. So zero tolerance policy in India and TSMC. So zero tolerance all over India. It has been, anti-ragging laws are there, and in Tripura Shantiniketan Medical College it said zero tolerance. No act of ragging, major or minor, shall go unnoticed. Remember this. Somebody is always watching you. No ragger, male or female, student or non-student, shall go unpunished. So anything, doesn't matter whether you are a female or male. Another thing I want to tell you, when you are in this profession as a female, okay, for boys and girls, it's all the same, I tell you. Maybe you have to do night duties, you have to do night shifts. So don't take the privilege that I'm a girl. Okay, it's nothing like that. God has made us same as the boys. You have got everything right. Your brain is there, your hands are there, you can function. You can do nights, you can do night shifts. That's not that. But only thing is, if you have a good peaceful environment, you can work harmoniously. Okay, so that is there. So no ragger, male or female, student or non-student, shall go unpunished. No institution that fails to take action against ragging shall be allowed to operate. See, so much strict things, that if a institute is just overlooking somebody's ragging is going on, so maybe some action is against the institute, you'll be stopped from functioning. Measures taken by the medical college or institution, that student shall not involve in ragging in any manner whatsoever, is the format given to the undertaking by the student in Form 1 and undertaking by the parent or guardian in Form 2. Have you done this activity? Like there is undertaking, you have done, finished it, cleared, everybody? Or not? Yes or no? Okay. So you will be given maybe shortly. So that is there. You have to take an undertaking, lot of consent, that I am not going to be involved in such of activities, even your parents also. Okay. The admission requirements shall include a document in the form of a school living certificate or transfer certificate or migration certificate or character certificate, as the case may be, which shall include a report on the behavioral pattern of the applicant, so that the medical college institution can thereafter keep intense watch upon a student who has a negative entry in that regard. So what I was telling you, suppose you come with a transfer certificate which shows that from your school that you are having some black spot in that transfer certificate, then you will be kept at watch. So we know this student is having some bad record earlier, we have to keep a watch on it. So that is what they're saying. So you should resist from doing anything with or against your will. Okay. Even if ordered by your senior students. Suppose a senior student tells, do that, which is not okay. So you should restrain from doing that. If you think, if your conscience says it's not okay, don't do it. Okay. Will, even if ordered by a senior student, and that any attempt of ragging shall be promptly reported to the anti-ragging squad or committee, or to the warden, or to the head of the institution. Okay. So all these means are there. There's an anti-ragging squad, if there's a committee, we have already a committee. Okay. So instructions are to be followed as per our institution guidelines, while in hostel facility or mess or canteen or recreational facility such as the gymnasium or library or any other property in the premises. Everything cannot be written. So any other, maybe in the lobby or anywhere else. So all freshers shall check prior, seek prior permission and provide contact details and timings of leaving and expected return to hostel and reasons for such visit should they for any reason leave the hostel and institution premises, such as to visit the local guardians. How many of you are in the hostel by now? So, okay, I I will. Your classes are going to start very soon. Your academic classes, right? So it's best to stay in the hostel. Again, I'll tell you, because when this journey is quite tiring. You need to conserve your energy for your studies. Okay, right from the beginning, you should start with the good habit of good discipline of studying. Right, get up in the morning at particular time, set a routine. Okay, then do some revision. If you are at class, come in the class, and then you go back, do some exercise. You should do some exercise also. Okay, because you have to remain fit. If you are not fit, then you cannot function. Your brain will not function. Even doing some physical activity increases the blood circulation. Your brain also becomes more active. You tend to absorb more. So that is important. So after that, you have to do maybe a little bit of more study at night, right? So you may go to your local guardian or parents' house, but you have to intimate there. You have to put in when you're joining the hostel. You have that, right? In the hostel, do you have a register that if you're going out, you have to maintain that register. Okay, you have to write the address or the timing when you're going to come back. So all those things will be told to you. So this is a part of, like, you should know, the institution should know where the student is. You understand? So that is the thing. Joint sensitization program and counseling of both freshers and senior students by a professional counselor. Joint interactions with seniors in the form of cultural and sports activities, like when you will have your juniors coming. So there will be jointly, you people will be having, activities like sports, maybe annual sports. They will be arranging for you. More any extracurricular activities will be there. That is how you will be knowing each other and in a good way. You understand? So active monitoring, promoting and regulating healthy interactions between freshers, junior students and senior students by appropriate committees, including the faculty, student advisor, warden and some senior students as members. Maybe you will make, there will be a committee where all of your involvements are there, your junior students are there, seniors are there. So there is a healthy interaction, what I mean to say. Healthy interaction, obviously you are going to interact with your juniors, but it should be a healthy one. Encouraging healthy interactions between freshers and seniors, the institution shall enhance the student-faculty interaction by involving both freshers and senior students in appropriate matters of the medical college or institution, such as curriculum design. Maybe you are having a role, one of your representative or your juniors representative represents one of the, in the curriculum design. We have got a curriculum, right? All those set by NMC's guidelines. So maybe they are having a participation, or one of you may be having a participation in that, or in the extracurricular activities and institutional celebrations. You people will be doing those activities, right? So when your junior comes, you have to have a healthy environment. What is that they are going to say? So that the students feel that they are responsible partners in managing the affairs of the institution. You'll be having a freshers welcome. You'll give freshers welcome to your juniors, right? So that is what they were saying. Ragging complaints registration. So this is a very important slide. Okay. So if anything happens, where you are going to register, whom you are going to contact, that is what. The complaints of ragging are being registered through the following means. Anti-ragging helpline number, email ID, this is the email ID for our local TSMC, okay, and then anti-ragging committee of TM. We have got a whole list of bunch of faculty members and also other members who are in the committee who will look after anything happens like that. National anti-ragging helpline. So nationwide also they have got a helpline, and national anti-ragging website is also there. So that's how things are made so much transparent, nothing to hide, right? So foolishly I ragged and got suspended. Will I get prosecuted? What about my job prospects? So those things, if anyone indulges, should first think all these things. We are all here for pursuing medical studies, working so hard for so many hours you have to study all those subjects. The most difficult exams is final year MBBS exams, I tell you. Okay, so because you will have so many subjects. So after doing so much, if you don't have a good career, then why, right? So that is what my future is a big question mark. Remember, ragging is for losers. So Tripura Shantiniketan Medical College, we are a ragging-free campus. This should be the slogan for you. Okay, all of you. So we all expect, all the faculties, everybody in this institute expects you to be holding hands like this, helping each other and having a ragging free environment. Okay.